Hello, my friends. I would like to give you my favorite framework for creating authenticity in your relationships as you move into recovery. This is relevant probably for everybody in recovery, but later stage probably more. One of the things I see, a lot of people really want to, as they go through recovery, want to show up more authentically. But a lot of times we have a very like childlike idea of that, where it's like, okay, I need to be me all the time, everywhere with everyone. And that's not practical or safe for you. So here's a definition of authenticity to just play with or try on for size, is that it's the amount and the side of you that you can share with someone that is safe for both of you. So one of the things too is that a lot of times we subconsciously, this is pretty universal, especially coming through recovery, as we're very sensitive, our limbic systems are still on high alert. It's very easy to get triggered. It's very easy for us to project that other people should be more careful to keep us safe, that we should, people should be seeing us and hearing us and validating us and so forth. And as well, that we have this idea, it's not universal, but I see a lot of people come out of recovery on the back half of it, expecting other people have a lot of integrity, expecting that people will, a lot, when we get to the later stages of recovery, you are all in on living out your values, on your actions matching your words, and, having a clear value system and having integrity and, having the best interests of others at heart. A lot of us are really in that space, but we unconsciously project that onto other people. And most people are not like that. I've seen some people been someone who's gotten quite hurt because of that. So the first thing is the emotional self-sufficiency of seeing and hearing and meeting and validating yourself and meeting your own emotional needs within yourself at a core level, so that you no longer need that from other people, so that you can evaluate who is trustworthy, who you have, an area, common ground, or somewhere to interface with. And with that, here's this analogy. I do use this a lot in coaching, and I was like, why have I not put this out there? So think of relationships like you are a house, mentally and emotionally. Your inner world is a house. And there are people who, you might kind of wave to as they walk past your house, and they're your neighbors. You wave, you say hi, you smile, but that's it. You might know their name, you might not. Those are just people in your outer world that, they're peripheral. That's one level of connection. Or relationship. Then you have your front porch people, who are people who come up to your house. They come closer, and you might chit chat. There might be some level of affection and familiarity with them. And they might actually know more of the details of what's going on in your life and the name of your dog, or your parents or your partner or your kids or something. And you have this, it's still informal. It's, the conversations don't last that long. You're not sharing super vulnerable things. And it's kind of this I see you, we say hi, oh, how's the wife, how are the kids, how's work, what are you up to, bye, and then that's that, and that's the entirety of the relationship. Then you have your living room and dining room people. These are people you actually invite into your home. It's still a bit more, and this is all metaphorical, this is a bit more formal. You're going to have you're going to be a little bit dressed up, not just lounging in your, hair in a ponytail, sweatpants kind of thing. And you're going to go, you have them in your house for a few hours, right? You're like, I'm investing in this person. This might be the equivalent of going on a coffee date with a friend, or, going and doing an activity with somebody and spending a chunk of time, really investing in the time in them, saying, I want to get to know you better. But there's still a level of formality to it. We're going to share more of our lives, but not the parts that we're still feeling aren't processed ourselves. And this is a great testing ground to see how that person behaves in public with other people, or this or that, and kind of just see how do I feel with them, and evaluate. Then you have, and one of my favorite analogies for that is if you invite someone into your living room and they break the vase, don't invite them back into the living room. If you have experiences at that level with somebody that make you really uncomfortable, it's time to put them back on the front porch. You're okay, we tried that. This is not a safe dynamic. Then you have your kitchen people. Those are people that you co-create with. They're the people who are going to see you behind the scenes, the messy parts, the more intimate parts, things that you haven't fully processed yet about your life, emotions and situations that are very much still kind of in process and not at all complete or shiny. They get to see the raw, real human you. And those are people too who you're going to let their beliefs and their perspectives and their lifestyle and their qualities rub off on you. You're cooking with them. You guys are both creating something together. So that's your inner circle of people. So you want to ask yourself, do I want to be more like this person, or am I comfortable being more like this person? Because if you spend a lot of time with them, you're going to pick up their qualities, guaranteed. That is another common cliche saying, that you are the like mean, or the model. You're made up of the 5 people you spend the most time with, which is very true. And that's just, there's no way to avoid that. And then you have your bedroom people. These are people that you can just be completely emotionally naked with, totally raw. It takes a lot of trust to get to that point of, you share your most intimate beliefs about spirituality or about life, or, your deepest feelings about things that are really vulnerable. You're really letting them into the most vulnerable parts of you. And if they're not careful with it, they could hurt you quite a bit. But a lot of times when we're in recovery, we're coming through, we feel like we need to be, on that bedroom level with everybody, or even on the kitchen level with everybody. And it simply isn't safe. A lot of us human beings, we're all sensitive. If everybody went out in the world and was really honest about what's going on in their lives, none of us would ever feel safe, because human life it's a doozy. It's a lot for a lot of us. And just knowing what's going on is too much for a lot of people in someone else's life. So, and part of this again goes back to, it's up to you to love and respect and nurture yourself and be a safe place for yourself, so that you have a measuring stick to compare to of, does this person, whoever this person is, treat me with the same level of tenderness and love I treat myself? Do I feel as safe with them as I do with myself? And you can carefully let people in a little at a time and see how it goes, and see okay, do I feel comfortable with them? Is there reciprocity? Is there a give and a take from both of us? Am I only wanting to talk to this person when I need something? Do they only want to talk to me when they need something? You try sharing slightly more vulnerable things, and if it doesn't go well and they respond in a way that hurts you emotionally, genuinely, then to put them back out there. And especially in recovery, the weird part about this is that oftentimes you end up with family members, like parents or siblings, and sometimes for brief periods of time, spouses and kids, or even best friends who are front porch people or sidewalk people. And there are times where that's necessary. There's times where you realize that's as close as we can get, where both of us are safe. And that's part of navigating and part of why it's strange. But it's just a framework to work within, to understand that authenticity doesn't mean that you have to be bluntly and fully honest with everyone all the time. It's just a matter of figuring out which part of you and how much of you to share with whom, so that it's a life-giving and safe dynamic for all parties involved. Love you guys.